Sananda, continue to follow the dream. I am Sananda and I come to be with you at this time, in these times of great change. Yes, indeed, times have been changing for some point here now, and will continue to change, but it is a process that you are going through. It is a process that you are all going through, all being the collective all of this planet. All of you are moving ahead more and more in terms of raising in vibrational frequency, in terms of raising in consciousness. And in your discussion earlier about the dreaming rather than the nightmare, that was important for you now because many of you, not so much you in this group, but many who would listen and read these words after, will understand that they have been at times within the nightmare, within the seeming nightmare, within the next seeming negative things that are going on in the world. But it is important for you not to focus on those negative things, but focus on the dream, focus on the positive things that are going on, the truth coming forward from every direction, from every different source. All is bringing forth the understanding and the knowing more and more of who you are, as an individual and as a collective consciousness here on this planet, and know that all of the beings that surround this planet and their ships are all a part of this process. When you hear of the White Hat operation, it is not just the military, it is not just those here on the planet, but it is the White Hat Alliance that is a part of this whole process, that is moving this forward, moving the plan forward. All is a part of bringing forth a dream, bringing forth the new golden age of Gaia. That is what this is all about, the ending of the old darkness that has been with this planet, with this collective conscious for thousands of years, is now coming to an end. You are moving out of the dark ages, finally, and into the age of light, the age of oneness, the age of higher consciousness. So relax, my friends, my brothers and sisters, relax into it. Do not let yourself become involved or attached to those things that are going on, the fear that is being spread across the planet in so many different ways, because they, being the cabal, the deep state, the forces of darkness, are attempting to hold on to the control that they have had over you for so long. But they know that control is winding down now, and they are doing everything they can to hold on to it, to spread fear, to continue to feed their need for the lower vibrational frequency energy, and yet they do feed off of those energies, just as your vampire myth has spoken of for so many thousands of years. But do not be swayed by that. Do not allow those forces of darkness to hold any fear over you, for there is nothing to fear except fear itself. So again, relax, and hold on to the dream, hold on to it, with every fiber of your being. Be in the now. No, not just believe, but know that everything is happening exactly as it needs to in every given moment moving forward, and you in every given moment moving forward exactly where you need to be in that moment. I am Sananda and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue to follow your dream. Navigating November, 8 self-care tips for early winter. Late fall and early winter encourage us to slow down in spite of the business of the holidays. Explore these 8 tips to align yourself with the wisdom of November. In the Northern Hemisphere, November can be a tough month. Things start to get colder and darker. Snow may or may not have arrived yet, but the trees are bare, seeming to shiver in the wind. The cheer and playfulness of Halloween is over, and we're not yet into the holiday break, especially if you are in Canada, where Thanksgiving has already passed. Ancient wisdom for resting during winter. In ancient times, before our modern calendar, people tracked the time and seasons by the moon. November's full moon has been called the frost moon by the Cree, the freezing moon by the Anishinaabe, the dark moon by the ancient Celts, and the snow moon by the medieval English. November marks the true beginning of the cold season, and it can be a difficult one to get through. In modern times, we tend to put a premium on productivity, and expect ourselves to be able to get the same amount of work done when the days are short, as we do in the spring and summer, when there is more light to work by. Before electric light, of course, this would have been impossible. It would have been natural to slow down and rest more once the harvest is complete. But today, many of us ramp up in November, in part because we're trying to get things done before taking a break at the holidays. While our bodies and brains are receiving signals from nature to rest and sleep more, Our work schedules tell us we have more to get done. Fall as lung season. In traditional Chinese medicine, fall is also known as lung season. In November, especially, the cold winds tend to pick up, and it's very common to catch a cold or flu. The excess cold, wind, and dryness of fall can exacerbate sensitivities in the lungs. Our bodies also need to acclimatize to the different weather, especially if you live in a place of extremes, like I do, where the summers are quite hot, and the winters are frigid. A cold can activate our immune systems, slow us down, and clear out our lungs for a new season. If we preempted the cold with more rest and warmth, would we still need to get sick? The lungs are also associated with the emotion of grief in traditional Chinese medicine. The lungs surround the heart and control our breathing, which is automatically affected by our emotions. We can store grief in the lungs, so, again, a common cold can sometimes be a way of helping us express that grief and those tears without having to stop and cry. Grieving in November. November is also naturally conducive to grief, which is something that used to be folded into our seasonal year. Halloween was once celebrated as Samhain, the blood harvest, the last of the Celtic harvest festivals, when animals would be slaughtered for the winter. In a time when we were more connected to the land and how it provided us sustenance, we may have held a more reverential attitude toward those animals who were giving their lives so we could live. In Celtic paganism and other ancient pagan traditions, Samhain was, and still is, understood to be the time when the veils between our world and the other world thinned, making it easier to travel between these worlds. Mysterious things could happen to humans, and the Fae, the beings of the other world, could have appeared at our doorstep. For some, the other world also encompasses the afterlife, or the unseen world, where our ancestors may reside, making it easier to contact them during this time. There are still rituals around loss and death in some parts of the world. In Mexico, Dia de los Muertos has a similarly playful mood to North American Halloween, but it is more explicitly about death. It's traditional for families to put up pictures of loved ones who have passed away to honor and remember them. Offerings are sometimes left for these ancestors, as it's understood that they visit around this time. November 1st and 2nd are All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, respectively, in Catholic tradition, days to honor and remember those who are now on the other side. Halloween traditions strangely play with concepts of death and loss, as we dress children up as skeletons and ghosts, but Halloween is not a time where we really slow down and feel our losses, nor do we tend to talk to our children about it. Here in Canada, Remembrance Day falls on November 11th, and is similar to Memorial Day in the U.S. It is a day to remember the losses of the world wars and commemorate those who have given their lives in service to the country. On this day, many communities gather together for a moment of silence, remembering together. It is a ritual that is meant to bring together a community that has suffered losses, allowing for some space to grieve and feel. 8 ways to lean into the wisdom of November. Rather than resist November's dark wisdom, we can lean into it instead. If we allow November to teach us its lessons, we may find our health and well-being is deeply supported by that wisdom. Here are some tips to work with, rather than against, November. Support your body with warm soups and teas, heating pads, and warm outdoor clothes, especially scarves and hats. Do what you can to slow down. See what you can do, if anything, about relieving pressure on deadlines. Prioritize sleep, rest, and recovery. Continue to exercise gently, but remember that it's okay to slow down and rest more in this season. Take dedicated time to grieve your losses, whether they are recent or ancient. Take a day to bring up old photos, write letters, or share stories about loved ones that have passed away. Observe a few minutes of silence for whatever losses you wish to acknowledge. Remember that grieving and rest are important, valuable aspects of life, and that resisting them is often what creates more stress than allowing for them. If you find your creativity or motivation a little dried up, rest. Dream. Let the motivation come back when the energy shifts. Archangel Michael, Local Impact. I am Archangel Michael. It is my privilege to join you as the spokesperson for the Council of Love. You are indeed in tumultuous times, and this is perceived by many as destructive. However, we ask you to hold faith that the changes are occurring do not necessarily lead to destruction. The contrast that is playing out on the global and certainly national stage for the United States is simply a microcosm of what is occurring in your communities. It shows that there is division, that unification is needed, that meeting others with understanding is not yet the norm in your society. So regardless of where you stand on the political parties or issues at hand, the opportunity that will make the greatest change is your willingness to contribute at the local level. Do this by creating groups, organizations, or intentional community settings that hold the divine principles of love at their core, regardless of their purpose. Whether they are for environmental impact, school reform, political change of another sort, or building up new businesses, to create jobs, anything you choose to create, if it is based in love, will flourish with the support of the new energies that are entering your realm. That is their desire and purpose of expression. So do not be dismayed by the outcome of any large-scale election that occurs in your world. Because what you are each tasked with is the opportunity to see how you can create peace in your own communities. So, look for those opportunities to find like-minded individuals who wish to create the same as you do, who want to establish a new way of operating as a collective on the local level. There are some communities doing this now already, and many more to come. For in the past the power has been granted, some might say given away to large-scale organizations based on the concept of greed, dominion, and control. And this no longer serves, nor has it ever served, the greater population as a whole. It is time for service orientation to be at the center of all public institutions, in a way that is not limited to the few. And as you begin to establish new frameworks for structuring small community efforts to make the change that you seek and desire to see in the world, things will change on a much larger scale than if you elected one individual to try to make this change. So, while those in positions of power do have influence, there is far greater opportunity to make change from the ground up. Or when communities are strong and united in their efforts to care for all, to build bridges with one another, regardless of party affiliation, for the benefit of the community, then things can really begin to change. For there is no longer the energy of againstness, but cooperation, unification, altruism, and true service to the path of love. So, allow yourself to choose to be inspired by this possibility over being dismayed at whatever you desire to have happen, or even if your candidate was elected. This is not the position to place your power in. Let your power be firmly grounded within your own self. Being in your local home community is where you each have the greatest level of impact. Let yourself explore what this might mean for you, and what you are naturally inclined to assist with. That you may experience being the change that you have been seeking for all your lives. That you may have the beautiful experience of awakening one another to a new way of living. I am Archangel Michael. 1111 Wake Up Consciousness. 11/11 Ascension Portal, known as the Wake Up Code of Higher Consciousness, the Code of Ascension, and the Activation Code, 11-11, the Master Digital Code frequency that activates neutral pathways within the core being to assist in the mass awakening and expansion of higher consciousness. This numerical sequence carries high-frequency codes of initiation, amplified psychic abilities, heightened spirituality, higher self-alignment, source connection, and enlightenment expansion. The 11-11 activation code directly connects the self into the conscious portal of oneness and blueprint activation. It is a multi-dimensional gateway between 2 to 3-dimensional and 5D beyond dimensional levels of higher dimensions of consciousness. 11-11 Ascension Portal of 2024 is bringing in powerful surges of energy, embodying upgraded crystalline light codes of ascension, triggering new coding, and receiving new earth crystalline activations within DNA, activated by divine intelligence codes. 11-11 Entering into new worlds of higher consciousness, higher dimensions, unlocking an ongoing series of consistent synchronicities. This portal is activating and upgrading Divine Union light codes and activations for Divine Higher Purpose, which are extremely important to Earth's continued ascension. Ascending souls are activating in this gateway of unity consciousness. Light body upgrades, crown and sacral chakra activations, upgrades to divine abilities, solar plexus clearing and upgrades, kundalini activations, higher self merging, profound heart-brain integration, uniting the polarities between masculine and feminine within the self. The inner feminine shadow energies can now arise. This is for the transmutation, healing, and releasing of the inherited lack-based structures and limited manifestations. The feminine side was extremely hindered, preventing the ascension into the Earth's higher timelines. Restricting the feminine power, internal feminine power aspects are activating. This is the rise of the divine feminine, and the reclaiming of lost and forgotten power. The 1111 gateway is a rare moment of heightened clarity and connection with the ascending new Earth. The number 11 represents illumination, intuition, and higher consciousness. This numerical code sequence has the power to activate rapid transformations in all areas where self directs attention and intentions. It presents a powerful opportunity for birthing soul's higher purpose within the context of the new Earth timeline. November embodies powerful gateway energies. These frequencies are pouring into the planet, and many can feel collective energy intensify. Old timelines are collapsing. New timelines are emerging. Letting go of old timelines during 11-11 activations, planetary energies are assisting in rebirthing the new self-paradigm. The ascending have made the necessary changes, cleared the people and obstacles preventing ascension, and will activate in the 11-11 gateways into brand new timelines. Expect a rapid shift. The consciously ascending will walk through 11-11 gateways and activate into a much higher conscious timeline. Many ascending are at the gates of their rebirth, consciously working with powerful 11-11 energies, releasing what is no longer meant for highest good, to vibrationally align with the new self. This portal gateway activation will activate significant conscious changes and accelerate the collective ascension awakening. This intense energy is designed for multiple metaphysical blueprint activations, leading to transformative and higher conscious shifts. This may result in heightened and intense emotions, including the resurfacing of past experiences and the breaking down of old internal patterns. Ascending souls, it is common at different times to feel pulled in multiple directions, as various aspects of life may require more of your attention. This push and pull dynamic is a reflection of self's innate desires, as every time you manifest, you draw higher energy into your sphere of influence. You have the power within self to shape the manifesting and unfolding of your ascension journey, despite any past challenges or setbacks. Transmutation, self is immersed in a profound spiritual transformation. This is a powerful blend of creative and healing energies activating within. Deep-seated habits and internal thought patterns are undergoing a metamorphosis, transmuting at a profound inner level. As a result, you will soon experience a renewed sense of well-being and heightened creativity that will bring lasting and positive changes in life. The ascending are transforming in multiple ways and at a rapid rate. This planetary activation is preparing the ascending collective for the beginning stages of 2025. Profound and significant shifts in altered states and levels of consciousness will take place, steering the ascending collective far beyond the confines of the illusions of the veil. The veil is now at its peak transparency. This means the self will access internal new levels of ascension abilities, accessing higher realms of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. This will assist in closing past timelines, completion of karmic cycles, promoting alignment within the molecular and cellular structure of the physical. As ascending self sheds the outdated internal layers, it arrives at a personal zero point, marking a process of the ascension, death and rebirth cycle. Ascending souls are experiencing the intricate formation of the light body during this powerful and profound multiple 11 portal gateway activation. On November 11, 2024, the numerology date makes it a powerful day for manifestation. 11-11 is a master number sequence in numerology, representing unique creation and rapid manifestations. It combines the traits of pioneering energy and metaphysical enhancements. The shape of the number 11 symbolizes a gateway between divine inspiration and grounded manifestation. With the double alignment of 11-11, the state becomes an exceptionally potent manifesting gateway. The 11-11 gateway is the most powerful manifestation portal of the year. The ascending prepare for significant life shifts as self accelerates into higher levels of consciousness. This numerical frequency activation is a divine invitation into a new conscious world. Expect continuous downloads of light frequencies as well as system upgrades, manifesting into the activating blueprint of self's unlimited power. The 11-11 portal and gateway energies are extremely intense this year. Many will experience tests and lessons from higher self. It will bring attention and awareness to anything out of vibrational alignment. Major changes are occurring individually and collectively. 11-11 gateway activations are well underway. Heightened emotions and unpredictable events may occur during this intense planetary realignment and global transformational shift. The ascending can expect to feel an expansion of personal power and abundance potential. This double 11 gateway is a significant initiation and activation energy in outer cosmic realms. The date 11-11-2024 marks an opportunity for major internal transformation, ascension acceleration, and powerful manifestation potential. Source: arrayoflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.